Hi everyone, it's Laura here from Making Cards is Fun. Today I'm part of the Ton's April 2020 release Instagram Hop. We're all featuring stamps of the April 2020 release, except for me. I will have more information on that later in the video. Of course, there is a giveaway involved. You could win one stamp set from the April release. Make sure to leave comments on each stop of the Instagram Hop for your chance to win. I have a link to my Instagram post in the video description below. Today I'm going to make a floral hello card featuring the Floral Bit stamp set from the Ton. This is actually a stamp set from their March release. I accidentally used this set instead of the new Floral Bits 2 stamp set. But Effie, the owner and designer of the Ton, said I could still participate in the hop. So a big thank you to Effie, and I'm sorry about my little mix-up. Without further ado, let's get started on this card. So I'm starting out with this Floral Bits stamp set, and this is a very innovative layered stamp set. So as you can see, you can stamp the flowers in layers, and you have these little tiny squares to line up each layer perfectly. For my first layer, I'm using the lightest color of ink, which is Lofty Mint. The ink pads I'm using over here are all from the Ton. These are their Couture color dye ink pads. The Lofty Mint ink is quite light, so I actually stamped this layer a couple of times, but since I'm using a MISTI tool, it's really easy to do this. For my second layer, I'm using Bright Emerald, which is one or a couple of shades darker than the Lofty Mint, but it's perfect to use for this beautiful flower. Then I am going to go ahead and stamp the stems and leaves of the flowers. I'm using Soft Garden ink from the Ton for my first layer, and these little squares make it so much easier and faster to do the layered stamping technique. For the second layer of these leaves and stems, I'm using Bright Fern. So there you go. And I was really surprised how quickly this card came together, because normally floral cards take me a long time because it's usually a lot of work to stamp flowers. But this stamp set just makes it so much easier. Next, for my third layer of the actual flowers, I'm going in with my darkest color, which is Hot Tourmaline. I stamped these flowers once more using shades of purple. I used Soft Orchid, Orchid Crush, and Grand Fuchsia to stamp the purple flowers. And then I used the coordinating die to die cut all of these flowers at once, and then you can easily pop them out. Next, I'm die cutting a sentiment that says hello, and this one is from the Bold General Greetings die cut set from the Ton. I am die cutting that once out of glitter cardstock, and then I'm die cutting once more using fun foam to create dimensional letters, just to add some thickness. I'm adhering my glitter letters to my fun foam letters using the Lawn Fawn glue tube and my EK Success tweezers. I like to apply a couple of dots of glue to the back of my glitter cardstock, and then I tap off that excess on some scrap paper, and then I can position those two layers perfectly together. So there you'll have your hello sentiment. Next, for the second part of my greeting on this card, I am going to use a sentiment that says "My Sweet Friend," and this is from the Fill It In Sentiment stamp set from the Ton. After stamping my sentiment, I went ahead and positioned all of these tiny little flowers around a die cut frame using the outside in stitched rectangles I could set from Lawn Fawn. I'm going to start out by adhering my first layer of flowers, and I'm using my Lawn Fawn glue tube to do so. I wanted to have a little bit of dimension on this frame, so that's why I'm kind of working in layers. So this is my first layer. And then I also took a picture of the flowers when I kind of laid them out, so I would have a reference to go back to while I was adhering all of these flowers. So for the second layer, I just used the Lawn Fawn glue tube again, but then for my third and final layer, I'm going in with some tiny foam squares just to add a little bit of dimension to this card. After making sure that all of my flowers were dry, I am going in with my scissors to cut off these edges that are hanging off to make it look nice and clean. And then to adhere my hello sentiment, I'm using my T-square ruler to line it up perfectly straight using my tweezers. I thought that the fun foam would be enough dimension, but it wasn't. So I'm going to adhere these letters using some foam squares. I'm die cutting a large rectangle using taffy cardstock from Basil. This is from their card shop paper collection, and I'm adhering that to a standard size A2 note card that measures 4 1/4 of an inch by 5 1/2. But as you can see, my die cut rectangle was a little bit smaller, so I had to trim that down to 4 inch by 5 1/4 of an inch. I'm adhering my finished floral piece to my card using Scotch foam tape. And of course, I'm going to finish off this card with a couple of sequins from the Ton. So I'm using their glass slipper sequins, and then these purple sequins are from one of their Couture mixes. I have links to all of the products that I used in my video description below. So there you go, that finishes up my card. Thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure to check out my Instagram post to enter the giveaway. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell below. I will see you very soon. Bye bye!